Yeah, it was really clear when you did the pan and then suddenly she disappeared and you couldn't see her anymore.
Yeah, I think the plot twist was really thought out and the actual scrapbook really helped convey what the plot twist was actually going to be.
I think one thing I'd do to improve the film would be to let on earlier on that it was her best friend, because you didn't reveal the word best friend until quite late, and initially I thought they could be a homosexual couple.
I think if I could improve one thing, it would be to make the actual the fact that she's not actually there clearer from the get-go, rather than waiting a bit further on. Although it did become clear quite soon in the film.
I really liked how clear it was that she was imagining her friend being there, so it was really obvious from the beginning when she was alive to the bit after the scrapbook when you could tell that she was just imagining her friend being with her.
I liked the music that went along with it. I think it really suited it and it really made the mood a lot more emotional.
I think the sound really suited the theme. The music, when it changed, was really good, and the editing, lots of different angles, it was really good and clear.
I thought it was really well edited, you couldn't really notice, and it was really professionally done with loads of blank white screens and stuff. The music, as I said, it was really well done and it really went along with it, but I do think you could use more variety of sounds.
I thought the props were really well used, the scrapbook, it really helped to show an understanding of what was going on. I thought the costumes were quite minimal, but it was really good. They really suited it because it was quite a minimal storyline.
It was really well proposed, so everything was in a set place and it really helped set the mood and it looked really good. The costumes were good, they were quite normal, like an average person, which is what you'd expect.
As a whole, our audience feedback was essential to ensure our final product was the best it could be, supported by our ancillary task. We used both our formative feedback from our drafts and our summative feedback from the end of our production to create our short film in aid of our audience research.
For example, before we even created a draft, we included our audience in the planning stage by asking 10 quantitative closed questions. For example, if they prefer a drama or a thriller genre, as well as in-depth questions like if they are aware of mental illnesses and think that going down a more serious route will be more effective than our initial idea of using a mythical genre.
We also asked questions about setting and location in our formative feedback, and then evaluated if it was successful in our summative feedback, and therefore demonstrated effectively within our ancillary text like our film poster and film review, to ensure that our promotional campaign was consistent. We collected this information in various ways, such as by a tally chart, pie chart and interview format like in our video evaluation.
In terms of primary research, which was vital as we wanted to mould our film around what they wanted to see, we showed the first drafts of our short film to a group of people aged between 16 and 18, both female and male, as this was our target audience. We asked questions such as what could be improved or was there anything you didn't understand? As these were open questions, it enabled the audience to elaborate on their answers, ensuring we received the most informative and constructive feedback as we could before creating our second draft.
After repeating the process of receiving feedback after publishing a second draft, the feedback was much more constructive. The formative information we received conveyed that the mise-en-scene used, primarily costume, affected the continuity editing. This was because at first we had forgotten to ensure a change of costume in each different setting, meaning it looked like the shots were all from one day, as opposed to illustrating a friendship through many different memories, which is what we had intended.
This affected the representation we wanted to portray. As there is already very little time to develop a relationship between the audience and the characters, we needed to ensure the film illustrated the two girls as being best friends over a long period of time. However, this was preventing us from doing this. Therefore, in our final draft, we took all of this on board.
The main thing we were looking for within both our formative and summative feedback was to ensure, from what our target audience had said, that it was something that they would enjoy watching, be informed by and be intrigued to find out more. We were sure that if we didn't make these changes to the mise-en-scene and the audio, the audience would not have conformed to our preferred reading.
As well as it being important that the audience enjoyed the film, we also wanted to make sure that they were persuaded to watch the film based on our ancillary task of creating a film poster and review. The feedback stated that they liked how the colour scheme linked and represented the location of a beach and a tranquil setting. In addition, they liked that the title was mysterious and well linked throughout our products. Adding to the success was our detailed film review.
We wanted to know how preferred reading, narrative and representation were demonstrated. Once we received our formative feedback, we were able to construct it towards these approaches, which happened to conform to Dick Hebditch's theory of subculture. This enabled us to increase our target demographic audience, as the representations we created through our preferred reading is relatable by our audience, which happens to be teenage girls, therefore conveying we were able to target a group of young, like-minded individuals who may feel neglected from mainstream society.
We didn't follow Vladimir Prop's narrative theory as we believed it was based on stereotypes. And as we were raising awareness of a serious topic of anxiety surrounded by a stigma, we wanted to make the characters realistic and raw, demonstrated and represented through non-verbal communication as well as mise-en-scene like costume and props, highlighting the importance of the scrapbook in our narrative.